In today's video, interviewing instructional coaches as a school leader, the top 10 questions to ask, with special guest, Diana Beabout. Hello, coaches, and welcome back to another episode of Coach Better Quick Tips. My name is Kim Cafino, and I'm here to help you coach better. After decades as a teacher and instructional coach in international schools, I founded my company, Eduro Learning, to help you embrace your inner leader and make a bigger impact in your school setting as a teacher, a coach, or a leader. I work with clients around the world through our certificate programs and private mentoring packages. And this episode is inspired by conversations that we've been having with coaches in the Coach Certificate Mentorship Program who are about to go recruiting this year. If you have a question you'd like to hear us answer, please leave a comment below, join our Coach Better Facebook group, or find us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. You can find all of our resources for instructional coaches and listen to our full podcast episodes on our website at coachbetter.tv. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube to catch all of our latest videos. Today, we have a guest episode from Diana Beabout, one of our amazing mentors inside the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. In this episode, Diana is sharing the top 10 questions for recruiters to ask instructional coaches during the interview process. If you haven't seen it yet, on her last guest episode, Diana shared the top 10 questions for coaches to ask. I'll link that somewhere up here for you. These two episodes are a perfect pairing for instructional coaches going through the recruitment process. In our work with coaches in the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program and with our private mentoring clients, we support educators and experienced coaches interviewing for and moving into coaching roles, and even creating new positions in the schools they currently work at. And we know how important the interview process is. Coaches often ask about the questions they might have to answer in the interview process. This episode will give you some insight into what those questions might be. And if you're a recruiter curious about what you should ask instructional coaches, you'll find this episode full of tips. You'll hear why these types of questions, grouped in the order they're presented, are important too. Finding the right fit during a job interview is not easy. Today's episode will help clarify how you can use the interview process to make sure you're making the right move for you and your family right now. And if you're going through this process right now and you need support, please reach out. This is something we can help you with in our private mentoring packages. Everyone deserves personalized support throughout the recruitment process to help build your confidence, to identify your specific goals, to feel 100% prep for your interviews, and debrief each conversation to help you move forward and make the right decision. You can find our mentoring packages at edurolearning.com/mentor or send me a DM at Eduro Learning on any social media platform. I'd love to support you. Okay. Let's get started with the tips from Diana.
Hi, I'm Diana Beabout, and I've been a teacher, coach, and mentor in the United States and internationally for almost 25 years, and am a global cohort mentor for the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program at Eduro Learning. At Eduro Learning, we work with educators in building their coaching skills and confidence in the coach program and through private mentoring. This experience has led many of our coach participants to explore new opportunities in coaching. This may involve transitioning into a coaching role, or even helping create a new position within their school or organization, or looking at the possibilities beyond their current placement. There are many paths to a new exciting coaching job, but all involve critical interviews where schools and coach candidates need to find out if there's a good fit with their school community. In our Coach Better episode 181, I shared our top 10 questions to ask in an instructional coaching interview as the coach, to help coaching candidates get clarity on the role they are interested in and how it works in a specific school or organization. We prep them to ask targeted questions to help them find out if a coaching position aligns with their vision of coaching and how they would be set up for success in a school. In this Coach Better episode, I'll share how to approach an instructional coach interview as a school leader, including a list of 10 questions to ask coaching candidates regarding the clarity of a coaching role in your school, consistent implementation of coaching strategies, and how coaching is built into your school community. So when you think about interviewing candidates for a coaching position, are you wondering about how to prepare? Are you finding that you need some guidance and better understanding instructional coaching and how it works in your school or organization? Are you concerned with developing and communicating your school's vision of coaching? All of these questions are part of the process of finding clarity in a coaching role or program, which is where we start in phase 1 of the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. The coach is not limited to those interested in coaching and supporting their colleagues in the classroom. Everyone benefits from a strong culture of coaching, and the more educated and experienced instructional leaders and administrators are about coaching, the more successful it will be in their school. The Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program provides an opportunity to level up on the role of coaching and how it can be effective in your school setting. There will be more information about the coach later in the episode, but now, let's take a closer look at interviewing coaching candidates and a bank of questions you might use to clarify what your school or organization is looking for and the role of coaching in your community. There are all sorts of questions you can ask in an interview, but because the expectations around coaching can vary from school to school, you'll need to be very clear about what a coaching role at your school looks like. Chances are that coaching candidates are interviewing from multiple schools and organizations, and how you present coaching at your school is critical in finding the right fit between your school and a new coach. How coaching works within the vision of your school is essential in building or sustaining a successful coaching culture. When there is that alignment in the school's vision and implementation of coaching, coaches are empowered to be consistent in their coaching practice, which is what ultimately builds a coaching culture. As a school leader, you'll need to ask targeted questions to get an understanding of the coaching candidate's experience and mindset and evaluate how they will meet the expectations of the role. We're sharing a selection of questions for your consideration. This is not prescriptive or an exhaustive list. It's designed to prompt your thinking about what you might want to ask a candidate to gain information and insight for you to consider how well they would match the school's vision and plan of how coaching is implemented at your school. As a school leader, consider how you will communicate the state of your program. You'll need to be honest about what your school needs. Do you need the coach to come in and help you build the program? Or do you have your program defined? What are the opportunities and challenges for this role? What is in place to set the coach and your staff up for success? These conditions should be reflected in the questions you ask. You may already have answers to some of these questions from your search and selection of candidates, but you might still want to ask them to dig deeper into coaching with a coaching candidate. And since you will probably have multiple interviews for a position like this, consider which questions would be important for a first-round interview and which might serve best for follow-up interviews. Here are our recommendations for types of questions for coaching candidates to ask, organized around the coach's program's phases of clarity, consistency, and community. Regarding clarity, you might want to ask, what's your coaching philosophy or coaching vision? What do you think makes a coaching program successful in a school setting? What do you think makes a coach successful? How do you see yourself working with school leadership? Regarding consistency, you might want to ask, as a coach, you'll be working with all community stakeholders. How do you reach out beyond your comfort zone? Tell us about how you communicate your role to the whole school community. As a coach, you're going to have a primarily open schedule. How do you manage your time and priorities? How do you adjust your coaching style or approach for adult learning? Regarding community, you might want to ask, tell us about a time when a coaching interaction has gone wrong. How did you resolve it? When teachers aren't ready for coaching yet, how do you build those relationships? What's the hardest part about being a coach for you? What do you love about it? How do you continue to grow as a coach? You'll need to evaluate the responses to these types of questions and any additional information you get from the coach candidate to help you identify if they are the right fit for your school community right now. If you aren't sure what your school needs right now in regards to coaching, we can help you define it at Eduro Learning. Book a free discovery call with us to get started. Find the details at edurolearning.com/discover.
Hey coaches, I hope you enjoyed those question prompts from Diana. We know how stressful the recruitment process can be, and it can be especially hard for coaches because the job description can be so nebulous. As a school leader, it's so important to have clarity in your vision for coaching and who you need on your team so you can ensure the right fit during the recruitment process. As a coach, you need to feel confident that you can clearly articulate your value and your deep understanding of coaching. School leaders are looking for their coaches to have a vision of what coaching can and should look like. They're looking for coaches who can build a coaching program. Many schools are starting from scratch, and they need coaches who have the big picture and know how to break it down into stages. This is exactly what we do in the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. So if that's the kind of role you're recruiting for, you need to be in our next cohort. We've recently closed registration if you're listening to this episode right when it airs. And if you want to join us when we begin in January, send me a message right now to let me know. Find me on social media at Eduro Learning or send me an email at kim@edurolearning. And of course, if you're going through the recruitment process right now and you need personalized support and you want to get started immediately, reach out. This is definitely something I can support you with in our private mentoring packages. Many of my clients are going through the recruitment process right now, and our work together includes things like adjusting and aligning resumes for each individual school, reviewing interview questions, role play and practicing the interview process, debriefing interviews to see which school and which position is a match, networking and connecting clients to others who can support you in the recruitment process. And of course, helping you identify exactly what's most important to you and your family right now so you can say yes to the right position. Having this kind of personalized guidance throughout the interview process can really help you stay focused on what's right for you right now, as well as highlight any potential gaps or missed opportunities in the recruitment and networking process. If you're curious about this support, you can find all the details at edurolearning.com/mentor, or send me a DM at Eduro Learning on any social media platform and we can chat about the options. Even if you're not job hunting this year, join our Coach Better Facebook group and connect with us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. I'm happy to chat coaching with you anytime. See you next time.